Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to solve leetcode 26 problem. Remove duplicate from a sorted array. So we just want to remove the duplicates from a sorted array given array. So the output should look like in a first input like 1, 2. Okay, I will give some thought process how it work using a two-pointer approach. So the given array is like 1, 1, 2. Uh, just you will take first element as an initial point. You're going to iterate through the next element to search unique element. So like first element's unique itself, so you're going to write that one and you will search for the next element which is unique, not duplicate of one, a starting index. So you're going to iterate from the index 1. Okay, say it is index 0 and is 2. So you will check whether this element is different than the first element. No, it is not. So just you move the pointer. I'm taking j pointer here, better for better understanding. I am taking j I pointer here. So you will just move the next one and you will see whether this element is different from the starting index. If it is, then you're going to replace from that element. Something like this it will look like. So it is a two-pointer approach. Using this one you can able to solve this array. You will get the unique one. So let me dry run this using this two-pointer approach. So first the I should be initialized with the first element I. So you are going to just replace 1. So this is an updated array. Okay, so j is pointing to the first index, so next element of the starting index. Okay, so you will check whether this element is different from the first element what you already in the array. So it is not different from this, so it's same. So you're going to just iterate through the next element and now j is pointing to the second index. So you will check with this element whether it is different from the whatever we from the first index element array. So it is different from this, so you're just going to swap with that one. So you are swapping next element of I. You can able to say it is an I plus 1 you are going to update. For I plus 1 you are going to update the second different element. So here is 2. That's how it works. Then you are going to iterate I also. Okay, like this it going to work. For better understanding, let's see this side. So now I should be pointing from first index 0. Okay, now j is pointing to the first index j. Sorry, I is pointing to the 0th index. Okay, now j is pointing to the first index. So you are going to iterate through every element and check whether it is different from the ith element. So starting element is 0, you're taking 0. You are going to search for the next element whether it's different. So you check with the j whether jth of element is different from this. No, it is not. Then you are going to move the pointer to the next element. So the updated to 2, but I remains same. It should not change. So the second element, this element is different from the starting index. Yeah, it is. So it's different from the 0. So you're just going to swap with the I plus 1 of element. I say 1. So you're just going to swap with the I plus 1 of that element. So here, so you're going to swap with 1. Next you're going to check whether the next element is different from that element. So you're going to move that jth pointer, and also you're going to move the first pointer because it is updated. for better, I am going to erase this one. Okay. 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 So now I is pointing to the 1 and j is pointing to the third index. You will check whether this is already updated and became 1. Okay. You will check for this fourth index whether this element is different from this next element. You are going to update here. Okay. So it is not. So it's same. So you're going to just iterate to the next index and you will check whether this element is unique to the ith index, like 1. Yeah, it is unique to the 1. So you're just going to swap. Okay, you're just going to swap to the next index 2. Okay, then you are going to make updation. You will increment the 2 and increment the j also. Now j is pointing to the fifth index. Okay, now j is pointing to the sixth index j, because I already iterated through that, and I is still pointing to the here. Okay, next you will check whether this element is different from the ith element, like 2. No, it is not different. So just you're going to iterate through the next element. Now it is j is pointing to the 7th index, and you will check whether this element is different from the ith element 2. Yeah, it is different. So it's just going to swap to the next ith plus next element with the 3. Here it updates to 3. Next you going to update I also, and is now I is pointing to the third index. Now I or j also want to iterate, right? So j is now iterated and goes to the 8 and check whether this element, third element, is different from this. No, it is not. Then again you're going to iterate, and at the end you will get this element. You check with this element, it is different from the ith element. Yeah, it is different, so you're going to just swap with that, and now this will become 4. So you also updated and became 4. Okay, now the final end array looks like this, like 0 1 2 3 and 4. This is a unique element like this. So for this isn't just basic thoughts. Let's saw how it will be coded. Okay guys, let's start coded. So in this problem, see they given like statement remove duplicate from a sorted array. Given an array, integer array, sorted in a non-decreasing order. It should be in increasing order. Remove the duplicates in a place such that each unique element appears only once. So it should be unique. So here you want to see the input and output, like 1 1 2, it became 1 2. Okay, yeah, they just want to return the how many element is there, like how many unique element we want to return that. So let's start coded. Like if you will take ith pointer, as I said in the video, and you are going to take n for just nth. You are going to take the length of that array, and you're going to iterate through every element using a j pointer from starting index 1 to. Okay, so from n and j plus plus. Now what you will do means you will check whether the nums of j is not equal to the nums of means array of I. If it is not equal, then you are going to update. You are going to update the ith next index with that element nums of j, and you will do I plus plus. You will increment the ith pointer. Okay. Then at the end, you are going to return that I plus element, I plus one element. So let's code this one, whether it is working correctly or not. Yeah, it's accepting. That's all, guys. Thank you.